Hello everyone, now that we're done coming, it's time to go back to the beach and build the Lady Liberty with the toys thing on the tablet for some reason. This is a very unexciting loading screen here. Oh my god, it's Crab Rave. I love Crab Rave. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was just thinking right then, when we were on the menu, I really like the main menu, music. I was thinking about that when I was recording this, because this is in post-commentary, if you can't tell. Yeah, I don't know, it's very funky, and there's a lot of weird instrumental things going on with it, and in general, the soundtrack for this game is strange and fun.
Well, I've got good news and bad news.
Alright, let's get the bad news over with first.
The bad news is that your rescue beacon burned down. We know we'll never get off of Cannibal Island.
Pipe down, Melman. So, tell us the good news.
Well, there are some materials you could use for a new beacon scattered all over this beach. If you can find all of them, I know some lemurs that can probably put it together. So, Gloria, how about that kiss?
How about we get this beacon together first?
Ha 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 ha. Funny Piggy. Here's more Funny Piggy.
Hey, baby, I've got a little problemo with these crabs.
Oh, joy.
They're always pinching me, and believe it or not, I'm not quite as quick on these cloven hooves as I used to be. Maybe you can squash some of them for me?
Smash the crabs.
So yeah, you're getting rid of Wilbur's crabs. Yeah, so this level is another one of those you can play as all of the characters except Alex, because he's busy going insane. I did this in post-commentary like I did with the Jungle Banquet episode because I figured it would involve a lot of running around and changing characters. That's a loud-ass sound, holy fuck. Also, I love the floating head. Why is that like the first one that you can get? I mean, it was just because Wilbur was right there that I went over there. But yeah, I'm getting all the Gloria shit done first. But yeah, I thought that it would be good to have it be in post-commentary, but I didn't really end up having to do any editing or anything because fucking you can kind of just blast through this if you know what all of them are. And I wasn't confident that I knew where, like, what you have to do for all 10 of them, but, I started with Gloria, I did the first thing that I saw, and then I walked around and did the ones that I remember, and then I did the Melman ones I remember, and then I did the Marty ones I remember, and then I was fucking done. And now here I am. And for you, I am doing these things, but truth is that I did do these things. I have done these things that you're seeing. It's all an illusion. Time is not real. I enjoy the music in this level also. I don't think the song that I... No, it is. Yeah, the song that's playing right now. I don't know why, but it reminds me a little bit of The Sims. I'm talking over it right now, and there's other sounds and shit, so you might not be able to hear it. But maybe I'll link to like a YouTube video of the soundtrack thing. For one thing, it has a didgeridoo, which is funny. But I don't know. There's something about specifically The Sims Vacation. The Vacation expansion pack, which slapped. I always, I would love to do, maybe not a playthrough, because there's not really an end to it, per se, but I'd love to do videos on the original Sims game at some point, and I would also want to do videos showing off all of the various expansion packs, like Vacation, Hot Date, House Party, Living Large, what were the other ones? Let me look up the Sims video game expansion packs. Unleashed, Superstar, and Makin' Magic. And then there are a bunch of, like, collections of additional items and shit. And I suck dick at this mission. I ended up, you know, doing it, but I completely lost where I was, as you can see, and yeah, luckily the time, like, goes back every, like, in between every one you hit. I just find this, I don't know, I never had trouble with it when I was a fucking baby, but right now, as an adult, like, look at this, I'm so stupid. For some reason, I just find this, charge ability to be very difficult to control. And they don't really give you a bunch of indication of where they're gonna be showing up, and the camera isn't awesome, and just the control of the movement isn't great either. And yeah, there's one more and I miss it. I'm also just such an anxious fuck, and I don't know if you know, other people do that, especially when you're trying to like land jumps in a video game where you're like, I don't trust that I'm, you know, that I'm actually gonna make it, and so you like move around a little bit. I do it in Mario World all the time, where I'm like, I don't believe you, Mario. And Mario Sunshine made it worse because as I complained about a million times in that LP, every time Mario, and it's worse when you use Yoshi for some reason, every time Mario lands with any semblance of momentum, he just slides for like a full foot, and it completely throws off if you're making any kind of precise jump. And that impulse to like try to lean back a little bit and correct myself in the air has bled over into other platformers I've played, so Mario Sunshine fucking broke my brain, is what I'm trying to say. I love Melman with the tissue shoes and the clock. I just think they're very funny. Maybe I'll take them off for the end because it is a little bit distracting, but I don't know, I think it's funny. The extra content in this game isn't amazing or anything. It's mostly just surface level changes like this and mini games. But I don't know, they're goofy, and this game takes like 45 minutes to beat anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Man, when I was about to say something stupid, never mind. I was gonna say I should have gotten into speedrunning when I was younger and just done these games. But not only was there not really any demand for that at the time, like, I was surprised when I found out that there was like a dedicated speedrunning community for Battle for Bikini Bottom. That was weird, didn't make the sound. But I'm not actually good at like speedrunning tricks and tactics. I just meant that as far as like when I was a kid and I knew every like beat of this game by heart because I played it pretty often along with, you know, it wasn't like there was a time that I was obsessed with this game or anything like that. It's just that, you know, I played a lot of short platformers for children when I was a child, so I just ended up playing this game a lot. But I forget what I was fucking saying. That doesn't translate to being like a speedrunner. Just, yeah. And yeah, I don't like this mission. These lemurs are weird to throw. They don't always like make sense about where they land to me. Same thing with the durian mission in the last level. Like, I don't know, it just seems not entirely consistent, like where on the scale you have it and how far they actually go. It seems very strange, or at least not like equal. I don't know how to explain.
You've got a long throw to make.
And yeah, I don't know why you have to throw all these lemurs from different positions. I'm definitely tall enough for them to like climb on my head and get up there, but that's cool, I guess. Yeah, look at this. I don't really throw it much lower than before, and yet it's like, I don't know. I don't understand this minigame. Or I guess not there, but here. Like, that's fully missing the island somehow. Or stump, plateau, whatever the fuck. I don't know what those kind of rock formations are called.
Nice
Are they tapuis, or do they have to be? Do those have to be huge, like an up, to be tapuis? Because I know those are just those big flat formations in like Peru and shit.
That sounds like a great idea, Melman.
Marty didn't give a fuck about Melman's mental health problems. Yeah, I think I rented, this was one of these games that I rented a billion times from Blockbuster before I actually bought it. There was a lot of games like that for whatever reason, probably because buying games is expensive, but I probably rented them, at least some of them, about as many times as it would like be equal to just buying it to own. But there are a bunch of games that I never ended up buying, but I loved to rent, and that I completed multiple times, to the point that, like, sometimes, you know, I've talked in an earlier segment about how it was kind of a ritual for my family to go to Blockbuster most weeks, pretty much every week or 2 weeks. And everyone would get movies, we get snacks. I would usually get a video game and 1 or 2 movies. Or I think at some point it became just a video game and a movie, or 2 movies. And never 2 video games, because it was like $4 or $5 at that point, because everything is getting more expensive forever. But,
Hey, Zebra. Those tortoises are giving me trouble.
oh yeah, this is a turtle
Fruit out of my tree.
bashing
Tried
mission.
asking them to stop, but that only seemed to excite them all the more. Can you take them out for
But
me?
yeah, there are a bunch of video games that I would just get, rent every time that we went. Like the Shrek 2 video game, Rise of the Underminer, the Incredibles video game that is about as, like, fun to me now as the second movie was, as a sequel to the Incredibles. What else did I get a lot? Well, I eventually bought them, but Over the Hedge and Open Season I would rent all the time, and then one time my mom was like, if you like these games, you should buy them. And I did. And some other ones, some Wii games at one point, kind of in the latter half of that time period. But yeah, I've definitely talked about it before, but going to Blockbuster fucking rocked. Which is not to say that I think Blockbuster's like a good company or anything like that. They have a corporate history that I am not like. I like Wilbur's old dancing shit there. I'm not like super well versed in it or anything, but I do know, I have read about like sort of the practices of the company in terms of, you know, just how Blockbuster affected, you know, the trajectory of the media economy since its inception and in the wake of its bankruptcy. But I do miss it. I just miss the... I was about to say the institution of Blockbuster. I miss being able to rent video games. I liked renting movies. You can still rent movies, and streaming services definitely give you a lot of, you know, choices. But I don't know. I miss kind of the... It definitely is a almost purely nostalgia thing for me, because the thing about it I miss is going with my family. Because it was nice. I also miss fucking Reese's Bites. I'm going to take every opportunity I can to say this. And, you know, I will very openly engage in consumerism because I need to feel joy. So, one thing that gave me joy was fucking Reese's Bites, and they got, I don't know what you call it, recalled, or, they got taken off the market because they were a choking hazard, because they were little balls. They were Reese's Cup balls that were like chocolate and peanut butter on the inside, and they were delicious, and they made a great little snack, a little bite-sized snack if you didn't want a full Reese's Cup, but you still wanted a few little chocolatey, peanut buttery morsels. You could just munch on them, and they used to have them in the little candy thing at Blockbuster, and every time I would go there, I would get Reese's Bites, and it rocked my socks off. And that was the last time that I knew true peace or happiness, was that era in my life of, like, elementary and middle school. Probably middle school's where that's where it all started falling apart. But before that, I was living my fucking life. I was drawing on my doodle pad in church. I didn't know I was gonna die. I didn't know that I was gonna be in debt for the rest of my life. I was just playing with fucking Legos and playing Incredibles Rise of the Underminer and buying Reese's Bites at fucking Blockbuster. The biggest concerns in my life were spelling tests, having crushes on girls, and going to the dentist. That's a great camera angle. Anyway. And here we are now, me reliving my, What is up with Wilbur's tail? I love that angle. It's so funny. He's just a silly character. I kind of wish that he had been in the movie. If you had played this game and not seen the movie, then you, I feel like, would have very different conceptions of the movie than what it is. Oh yeah, here's the gay shit.
I'll make it up to you.
Ho-ho, this is that E10 rating, am I right? Parents, watch out! That's pussy shit, they should have shown it. It probably honestly would have been rated T if they showed two male characters smashing their weird faces together.
Alex.
But Marty, he tried to eat you.
Well, I probably deserved it for getting us into this mess. And besides, I'd gladly take 1,000 bites on the butt if it means saving my friend. 100. A dozen. 3. You can stay here and keep an eye out. I'm going back for Alex.
You don't even know where he is.
I'll find some help. See ya.
What a heroic moment as he trots off into the sunset, or into the foliage. Anyway, yeah, so Marty is gonna go die, trying to find Alex, and that is what the next level is. We're getting into the home stretch of things here. So yeah, next time it's Marty to the rescue. We're gonna be doing some things with Mort and our old Croc pal. I didn't even talk about the fucking Croc! I'll have time to talk about the Croc. See you in the next video for more Madagascar. The next level is really annoying. Okay, bye.